August 31st, starting to make my spaghetti sauce. There's that one I just got cut up, and this one that's in the process of cooking. It cooked way down, it was way at the top, and it is 401. Guys, so some of you may not know how to can. I know I didn't until a couple years ago. So basically, here's my spaghetti sauce I just made. I got 2 big pots of it, and it turned out really well. It tastes delicious. They're still on simmer. They've been cooking for, well, I started at 4 o'clock. It's 6:52 now, or 6:53, and so now they're ready to go. And so I just filled this up with water. Let me turn this light on. Oh, I forgot to plug it in. Let me plug that in and come right back. Okay, so this here canner is really nice. It's like almost new. It's not really though. But I bought this off of eBay for about $25 when I first started to can. And so what you do is you fill it with water. Now I have it a little lower, but you can put it up to here if you want. And then you get this little, it comes with it. You put this little rack in there. And you're going to bring this to a boil. And then in the meantime, while this is going, is when you wash your jars. So as you see here, I've washed my jars and they're just sitting here to rinse. Sitting here to dry out a little bit. It don't have to dry. And now I'm working on washing my lids and rings. And you just do the same thing, hot soapy water. Make sure you don't burn yourself because it can get very hot. And then after you wash them, I like to put them in a little bit of water that had been boiling, and I like to keep them hot. Just keep them ready to go. This way you're sure to get a good seal. This is your seals. See, here's your lid. I can show you the package I bought. Now I have a lot of them that I use, but today I was being lazy. I'm like, I'm not going to go through all the old rings and lids because I don't save the lids, but the old rings, so I thought I'd just open a brand new box. And this one has 12 in it. You can get the what they call wide mouth or the regular. This is regular. Wide mouth all that means is it's a larger size mouth jar. So this is a regular jar, and I'll show you what a wide mouth jar looks like. This here's the wide mouth jar, and I can show you the difference between the two together. See the difference in size? So if you're using the blue one, you're going to get the wide mouth lids and rings. If you're not, you're just going to get the regular lids and rings. So I washed 7 jars. I'm not quite sure how many jars I'll have, but as long as you wash them and get them ready to go, then it'll be okay for, you don't have to use them all. But we're going to go ahead and put them all into the water bath canner. Now this part can be a little tricky, but what I like to do is put them upside down inside like that. And you're going to fill this up all the way around. Okay, so this is 7 jars in upside down. Now what I'll do is I'm going to wait until it starts to boil, and I can put my lid on top, or we can even put the lid on top now. And then you hear how it bubbles. But once it gets hot, and it'll get real hot and steamy inside these, then you'll know it's pretty much sterilized. That's what we're looking for. Once that's done, then you'll flip your jars upside down, and I'll show you the next process, but we'll wait till this starts. But so right now, you just want to fill your jars upside down into your canning pot and grab the lid. Okay, here's my lid, and then all you're going to do is just set it on top like that. So it's still, open, but just set it up on top like that. I think I forgot to mention, you still want to keep these on. Keep them on something low, because you want the liquid going into the jars hot, as well as the jars being hot. Because if your jars are too cold and your liquid is too hot, then it could potentially crack the jar, and you don't want that to happen. So we want to keep it all pretty much the same hotness or temperature. I just want to also say real quick that there is another way to sterilize your jars if you want to. If you don't want to do it this way, you can also put them in your oven, but you have to have your oven on the lowest temperature, maybe like 195, something like that. You could look it up, and you could put it on like a cookie sheet or something, and you could put them in there just to heat them up and sterilize them sort of, and then, you know, use your little tongs to take them out when you're ready to go ahead and can. Hey guys, so this is ready to go ahead and can. Be careful, the lids might be a little hot. So we got our jars. They've been upside down, nice and sterilized, and they're very hot. And we still have our sauce on simmer. Now I'll show you what you do to set up. So over here, I forgot to tell you, I got my lids and my jars in, and they're on low. So I'm gonna have to have something to put spaghetti sauce on. So this is what this is for, my little hot pad. And then the utensils you need. So you're gonna need a regular ladle to be able to scoop it out. Then you're gonna use these grabby things to grab the jars out. You're gonna need tongs to get your lids out. And then you're also going to need this strainer to fill your jars up with. Now they should all come, these green one things here, right, should all come in a box. And I'll show you the box. It looks like this, and you can pick them up at Walmart. Made by the regular ball jar company. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So I got you set up there, so hopefully you can see. Okay, so first thing I do is I'll take my little grabby things, and I'm going to start grabbing my jars out one by one. You better grab them out of the water bath canner. I know you can't see this, but you will see it once it's down here. Set it down like that, and then flip it over. You don't want to touch that, that's hot. Now you're going to put your strainer in it like that, and you get your ladle, and you're going to go ahead, bring your sauce as close to your jar as you can. Hold it so don't move on you, and go ahead and start filling up your jars. This is the most rewarding part, I think, of the whole job, because you know, yay, I finally got it ready. So we'll go ahead and fill these up just like that. You're going to leave about an inch head space from here to the top. That might be a little 2 inches. Let's go a little bit more, because as these yep, that's about an inch, because as this boils it'll rise, and then you don't want to you know, you don't want to overflow your jars. Let me grab a little plate, because I forgot to get that, and that'll be for putting your little strainer on. So here's my little plate. See, have something to hold it so don't get your cloth dirty. Now you're also going to need a paper towel like this. Just grab a paper towel, and you're going to want to go around the rim just to clean the rim up like that. Get as much sauce off as you possibly can. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a lid and a ring out of the hot water. There's my ring. Whoops, I got a lot of them. And you can kind of touch it. I mean, they're a little warm. Now what I always do is just take it and sort of wipe it off a little bit. Put that down there. Wipe the rim a little. It doesn't much matter. You don't have to. And then I just grab it. You get another paper towel or something, and just grab the jar with one hand very carefully. And you're going to go ahead and give it a good tighten. You don't want to over tighten because that can also crack your jars. And then what you're going to do is you're going to set it back down into your water bath canner. Let's go ahead and do one more. I don't think my cupboard up here likes the, the moisture from the water bath canner. Oh, I'm grabbing with the wrong thing. I want to do that. That won't work. Okay, I wish you could see this, but I have to set you up somewhere so you can see. But you can imagine this is what I did. Go ahead and flip it over. Put your strainer in. Get your jar close to the sauce and fill her up. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure how many jars I'll actually have, but we had a little tiny bit of this sauce tonight, and oh, was it good. This sauce, I believe my recipe I already put up on my channel. It is so delicious. And basically all it's in here is mushrooms and onions and green peppers and garlic. Don't forget, I'm talking, you don't want to forget to fill it just an inch above. So you have expansion room. Take your paper towel, clean paper towel, and wipe the rim. And then go ahead and get the lid. That on and get a ring. Wipe the ring off a little bit. You don't have to, like I said, but I like to do. And then grab a hold of your jar and give it a nice twist. 1, 2. That's all I do. Then you can set these. This is okay to handle now. You can set them. I'll pick this up so you can see a little bit. And you set it down into the water bath. Now we're going to go ahead and fill up all these, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay guys, so now my sauce is in the canner in the jars. So now what you're going to do next is you're going to go ahead and take these two the basket handles, and you're going to lift up like this, and you're going to put them right down into the water. I'm going to show you a close-up of that. Okay, here's a close-up. See how it goes right down into the water? Now you see how my water has about 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and take just a little bit of that out, because when this comes to a rolling boil, it'll be boiling over a little bit. So if you have extra water, like I just showed you, take a tiny bit out, just so when it boils, it won't boil over. Okay, so I took some of the water out, and now you're going to put your lid on top, like that. So that's what it should look like. Now we're going to put this up, I'm going to put this up on high, and I'm going to let that come to a rolling boil. Once it comes to a rolling boil, then I'm going to go ahead and reduce the heat a little bit, because it'll still be boiling in there. And then I'm going to let this boil in here for 45 minutes. Now depending on what kind of canner you have, see, this is the water bath canner, but some people have pressurized canners and everything like that. You can actually look online and it tells you the exact amounts. I'm not quite sure. I think some of them, I like the gauged ones, are like, or steam bath is like 25 minutes. And also depending where you live, your altitude, if it's like between 1,000 and 3,000, you give it more time. But 45 minutes for me is perfect. And then we'll take them out. Okay, we'll be back when they're ready. I just want you to hear the sound of the boil. You might be able to hear it. That's how you know that it's boiling. You'll hear it's like a rolling sound. Once you hear that, then you just turn it down a little bit. You want to keep it boiling, but you don't want it boiling over. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it'll come out the edge of the lid, but that's okay. As long as you don't have a flood in your kitchen, you know, just watch it. Keep your eye on it and time it. I set my timer for 45 minutes. Okay, guys, so we're back, and this is boiled now and done. Just went off a little bit ago. I went ahead and shut it off. What it looks like. Now you have to be very, it's very tricky to get this out of here. So you have to like use tongs or something and get yourself some of these mitts, oven mitts, to use to pull it out. Okay, so I'm going to grab my oven mitts over here that I just showed you. And we're going to go ahead and get this water out of here. These jars up. So you grab the oven mitts and you can just pull them straight up. And be careful now because they're really hot. Now, if you notice down here, I made myself a little table with a cloth. And so when I pull these out of here, like this, they can sit on them. You see? This little table here. Oops, it's hot. It's slippery too. That's where you can use these tongs again if you want. And grab it on out of here. Just like that. Straight up. Bring it straight down and set it down. And after a little bit, you'll hear them start to pop. And when it starts to pop, that's when you know you've gained a good seal. Just like that. And I have some sauce left over. And I'm thinking about, I can freeze some of it. Or I can go ahead and just make a jar to eat in the house, you know, without canning them. You can do many things with spaghetti sauce. So I got me 7 jars, which is good. And then I'll probably freeze the rest, like I said, or because I don't have any more jars prepared today. But this little bit of sauce that's left, if you can see it, will be good for us now. I'll make some spaghetti and we'll have it for the rest of the week. Okay, guys, so that's how you do it. That's how you can. I hope you got a little something out of this video. And that give yourself a try, and this way it'll preserve it for many, many, you know, months ahead, and especially in a cold winter that's coming. Also with my sauce, what you can do is always add a can of tomato paste to it when you bring it out to reheat it, and it also stretch it. Okay, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.